I hope it's going to be a message of hope for some poor teenager
Yeah.
or younger who has been told they've got type 1 diabetes. Well, guys, you can succeed. Really, you can.
You're watching the Spotlight Network, starring Hollywood's newsman, Logan Crawford.
They now believe a single member.
He works with TV and film legends. And now, Logan's shining the spotlight on the world's top emerging authors and creators.
International were abducted.
This is Spotlight with Logan Crawford, streaming on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire TV.
I'm Logan Crawford, and right now on the Spotlight Network, we're talking about resilience, health, and the power of perseverance. We're talking to a terrific writer. His name is Thomas H. John, and he has lived with type 1 diabetes for 50 years. He is out with an amazing book. It is called One Please. In the book, he shares his remarkable story of survival, study, and service. From pharmacy to law, his life demonstrates how courage and determination can overcome the toughest obstacles. We're delighted to have this very talented author join us here today on Spotlight. We thank the team at Prime 7 Media for helping us put him in the spotlight today. And we ask viewers like you to support authors like him by subscribing to our channel and by purchasing his amazing book. The links are below this interview. Thomas, thank you so much for joining us here today.
Thank you.
This is such an important book. Our health does not have to be a limitation. There's a top tennis player in the world. I don't know if you know of him, Sasha Zverev, and he has type 1 diabetes, and he'll actually inject insulin courtside. I know.
Wow.
So amazing. Yeah, he'll be playing a match. He'll have to stop. He'll take some insulin and test his blood. And so it's amazing. But you are no less remarkable. You have pursued two very competitive, very prestigious careers, pharmacy and law.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tell us how
right.
that circuitous path came about.
Well, when I left school, I decided that I wanted a career in a scientific stroke medical sort of field. My now late mother had been a nurse, and her professionalism was very, very high in my mind when I chose my university study at the School of Pharmacy in Brunswick Square in London. So off I went, studied there for 3 years. Nowadays it's 4, but it was 3 years in my day, and I graduated in, wait for it, 1982. So
a long time ago now, right?
A long time ago, yeah.
Wonderful.
So,
wonderful.
And then, of course, you have to decide what you want to do with it. Well, I was no sports person. I was no athlete. I liked sports. I liked watching athletics, but I was an armchair sportsman.
Yeah.
So I decided to get a job in pharmacy if I could, and I did. And it was in East London. It was the final part of my training. It's called pre-registration year. And much to my amazement, I passed out and registered with the Royal Pharmaceutical Society of Great Britain, no less. So that was the start of that. And then, of course, you get a job. So I got a job in a pharmacy in East London, and I just progressed from there and spent a long time as a pharmacist only. And then I got bored with it. I got bored with it, Jimmy. I shouldn't have, but I did. I got bored with it and decided to train as a lawyer. So I did that too. And I spent a year up in London at the Inns of Court School of Law, which is where you don't have them in the States, but they are in every other common law jurisdiction, I think, barristers.
Right.
So they're advocates. So my role is to argue people's cases in court and write documents and advise people on the law. And that's what I can still do.
Wonderful, wonderful. And did you find that more fulfilling than pharmacy?
It was more fulfilling, but it was much tougher work. The days were longer. The pressure was immense. And I think on balance, I prefer the closeness of pharmacy because you see, in law, you have a lawyer and you have his or her opponent.
Yeah.
It's an adversarial system. Pharmacy was no adversarial system. Everybody was friends.
Right.
So
Right.
yeah, there's a big difference.
Pluses and minuses to everything. The combative nature of being a barrister, I'd imagine, was tough at times.
It
Let's talk a
was.
little bit about your diabetes.
Mm.
How old were you when you were diagnosed, and what did that diagnosis mean to you?
Well, I was 13 years of age.
Hmm.
And my mother, who was a nurse, as I've already said, told me that she would, based on some symptoms I'd been having, thirst, dry mouth, tiredness, lack of energy. She said, I'm going to take a sample of your water, your urine, to my work, her work, on that day and test it. And so she left in the morning. It happened to be a half-term holiday in 1974. And so I wasn't at school. I didn't feel much like doing anything. And round about the middle of the day, she came home. And that was unusual. If she was out for the day, she would be out for the day.
Yeah.
So I was surprised to see her. And I could tell from her expression that something was not right. So she then broke the news. And we managed to get an appointment with our general medical practitioner that evening. Yeah. And welcome to the world of diabetes.
Huh. At that point, did you have to inject yourself with insulin going forward?
No. Interestingly, Logan, it wasn't like that at the start. And my diabetic team thought that I might be a type 2 diabetic, so I would have to be careful what I ate, do exercise, but there would be no need for insulin. But of course, over the next few months, the condition got worse. My sugars were going higher and higher, and I couldn't get them down. And in the end, my physician said, we need to get you onto insulin. That was about 8 months after that date in October 1974, when my mother took my urine sample to be analysed. Wow. So there was a bit of a gap. And I know that very, very many diabetics are, they get ill and they're put on insulin straight away. Yeah. But I did have this sort of honeymoon period where I didn't need insulin until it was July 1975. And of course, it's been a daily event ever since.
How has that affected your life, your daily routines, even the way you view life, your mindset?
Well, I've always been an optimist. So really, having adjusted to the need to be careful with what I eat and always have my insulin injections to hand, probably fairly little. I was able to do a graduate degree. I was able to practice at the bar. So in those terms, I suppose it hasn't really made me suffer. Yeah.
Yeah, wonderful, wonderful. It can be a lot to be 13 years old and having to inject yourself every day. But you are an optimist. I guess your
Yeah,
positive attitude helped you a lot, right?
I hope so. I hope it has.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. You had other challenges as well. You
Mm.
feel as you reflect upon your life that you might have been on the autism spectrum?
Yes, I think probably I am. Yeah. I've never had an official diagnosis, but I think all the signs are there. Um, so, people read up about autism, which I'm sure they do. Uh, they'll know that it's, well, one, please, you see. It's just me. There's nobody else involved. And you get that sort of mindset where, you're on your own and you will succeed, whatever the odds.
Yep.
And that may be just my optimism, but I think I'm now coming up to 65 years of age. I'm not married. It's not that I've never been married. I was married and I had 2 children. And then, of course, that broke up. And I've never been in a relationship since, aside from a delightful 11 years in the middle of the whole lot, where I was the partner of a very lovely lady, sadly no longer with us, and a very talented lady. And I value my time with her. So now it's what is my next challenge? I don't know.
Yeah. Nobody knows, I guess, in many ways what our next challenge in life will be because we
Yeah.
never know what life is going to throw at us. And I
Yep.
guess we try to deal with it as it comes along. Talk to
Mm.
us a little bit about this book as a memoir. Life is
Yeah.
certainly extraordinary, but you feel in many ways it was ordinary as well. Talk to us about that aspect of your life growing
Yeah.
up in post-war Wales.
Well, that's right. There was a chronological account, so it starts when I was very, very young, and it was it is a blue collar area. So we had the steelworks, one of the largest steelworks on the whole planet, right next door to us. I mean, really looked out of the lounge window, and there it was, and you could never get rid of it. So when the blast furnaces were going, it used to light up the sky at night. So yeah, and it depended. It depended whatever they were doing. You see, sometimes you used to get a blue flame, which my late father told me he worked in these steelworks. My late father told me that was when they were burning carbon monoxide as part of the steel making process, because that carbon monoxide burns with a blue flame.
Hmm.
But if it was a yellow flame, they were burning something else.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I
Fascinating.
mean,
Fascinating.
it's just
Did you
chemistry.
enjoy your childhood growing up in Wales?
I did. It was a very safe and a very loving childhood. And yeah, I still look back with fondness over aspects of it. I was no good at sport. Um, but I did enjoy my schooling.
Yeah, you and me both. I was no good at sports either, always the last person picked to play on the team, but
Oh,
that's
yeah,
okay. I enjoyed
yeah.
watching others play it and found other games and other creative pursuits. Talk to us a little bit about your book. It isn't just about your life, it's an invitation for others to explore and understand their lives better as well, don't you think?
I hope it will be. I mean, people who read my book probably read it for a variety of different reasons. What they want to get out of it. Maybe some of them just pick it up as it's on your medical practitioner's table, and you just pick it up and you flick through it, and you put it down, and you'll never, ever darken its pages again. But yet others, I hope, will read the whole thing through and find that it can be done. Certainly, I have done it, and as I say, I've enjoyed it.
Hmm.
And I hope it's going to be a message of hope for some poor teenager
Yeah.
or younger who has been told they've got type 1 diabetes, well, guys, you can succeed. Really, you can.
Exactly. You can succeed, you can be healthy, you can thrive, you can live a very normal life and even an extraordinary life. You are more than your diagnosis, and this book makes that very, very clear. The name of the book is One Please. It is a testament to perseverance, courage, and the will to thrive against all odds. So thank you so much for joining us here today.
Thank you.
Oh, real pleasure
Okay.
having you on the show. To the folks at home, I'm Logan Crawford, thanking you for your time this time. Until next time on Spotlight.